Hello, welcome to your technical interview. I'll be conducting your interview today. Let's start with some theoretical questions. Explain the differences between a pandas series and data frame. How are they handled in memory, and how does this influence the way you would use them in real-world data analysis scenarios?
So, sir, Panda series is a 1D
I
labeled
notice
array.
you're looking away. Let's stay focused on the interview.
So, sir, Panda series is a 1D labeled array holding homogeneous data, while a data frame is a 2D table, rows and columns, each column being a series. So, in memory, a series is stored as single contiguous array, whereas a data frame stores each column separately, improving column-wise operations. Series is efficient for single variable analysis,
Please maintain focus on the screen.
while data frame suits tabular datasets and multi-features analysis. In real-world use, series is used for time series and single matrices, while data frames are used for datasets, CSVs, and SQL tables.
You've provided a good overview of the differences between series and data frame, including their memory storage and real-world usage. Keep refining your explanations for clarity and detail, especially regarding memory management and efficiency considerations. Explain the working and architecture of TensorFlow. Also, discuss its components, features, and real-world applications.
Okay, sir. So TensorFlow uses a computational graph where modes are operations and edges are tensors. Core components include tensor, graph session, runtime, Keras API, and optimizers. It supports automatic differentiation.
You mentioned the computational graph and its components, but can you explain more about tensors, variables, sessions, feed and fetch, and how TensorFlow is applied in real-world scenarios?
Yes, sir. Sir, so it supports automatic differentiation, GPU TPU acceleration, and distributed training. Real world applications include recognition, CNNs, NLP, recommendation systems, and autonomous driving.
You've made good progress from your original answer by mentioning key features like automatic differentiation, GPU acceleration, and distributed training. However, your response could benefit from clearer explanations of tensors, variables, and sessions, as well as more detail on how these features apply to real-world scenarios. Great work on the theoretical questions. Now let's move to the coding section.
Okay,
Here's the coding problem. You can see the details on your screen. Before you start coding, please explain your approach to solving this problem. Also, feel free to ask any clarifying questions if you need to understand the requirements better. While you work through it, please plan to note the time and space complexity of your final solution as well.
So basically, sir, we'll make a count bits.
Please maintain focus on the screen.
So basically, sir, what we'll do is we'll make a count bits function where the return type will be a integer of vector integer, and the arguments we'll take is an integer that is n. So once we proceed with the function, we'll make a vector. Let's say it as answer ans. So with the size of n+1 and initializing with zeros. After it, we'll use a for loop where the for loop will run from 1 to n. And inside that for loop, we'll use that answer variable of that particular vector. Let's say the answer variable will be ans and the ith with the ith index. So that will equate to another answer which has I and a right shift of 1 as its index. We'll add it with plus in round brackets I and operator and 1. And once that for loop is completed, we'll return the answer vector.
Your approach has some good ideas, but there are a few issues. For instance, the way you're calculating the number of ones in the binary representation may not be entirely correct. Additionally, consider how you're initializing and updating the vector. This might not handle all edge cases properly. Please go ahead and implement your solution. Your attention seems to be drifting. Please focus on the questions.
Okay, let's write the answer, sir. So what I told.
The problem requires you to return an array of length n plus 1, where each element ans I represents the number of
Okay, I got
ones
it,
in the
sir.
binary representation of the integer I for all
I got
integers
it,
from
sir.
0
Let me
to n.
write
The input
code.
n can be up to 10 to 5. Please maintain focus on the screen.
Sir, how will I maintain focus on the screen? I need to see the keyboard to code.
Think about what data structure might help you solve this efficiently. Consider using a hash map, stack, or queue.
So I'm using a hash map, sir.
I notice you're looking away. Let's stay focused on the interview.
Okay.
Try using a loop to iterate from 0 to n and calculate the number of ones in the binary representation for each number. You can use bit manipulation or a built-in function to count the bits efficiently.
Okay, sir, I'm doing.
Your face is not visible. Please adjust your camera. Please maintain focus on the screen.
Okay, sir, I'm doing it.
The problem asks you to return an array of length n plus 1, where each element ans I represents the number of ones in the binary representation of the integer I for all integers I from 0 to n.
Okay, sir, I got it. So I made a vector of.
The problem requires you to return an array ans of length n plus 1, where each element ans I for 0 I equals n represents the number of ones in the binary representation of the integer I. The input n can be as large as 10 to 5. Your attention seems to be drifting. Please focus on the questions.
Sorry.
Your attention seems to be drifting. Please focus on the questions. Please maintain focus on the screen. Your attention seems to be drifting. Please focus on the questions.
So I have to see the keyboard.
It seems like you're looking for a way to visualize and work with the problem. However, the problem statement specifies that you need to return an array of length n+1, where each element corresponds to the number of ones in the binary representation of each integer from 0 to n. The range for n is from 0 to 10^5. Your attention seems to be drifting. Please focus on the questions. Please maintain focus on the screen. Please maintain focus on the screen. Your solution has some issues. The function signature is incorrect for JavaScript. Int should not be used, and vector int is not valid. Use array instead. Additionally, the loop should start at 0 to include all values from 0 to n. Thank you for completing the interview. Your responses have been recorded.